Anthony Griff with SPC TV, and with me is a very special guest, Travis from Atreyu. How's it going, Travis?
It's going good. Very good.
So, first day of the Family Values Tour today. How's it going so far?
So far, so good. It's our first day on tour in about 9 or 10 months, so we have some cobwebs to dust off.
And you also have a new record label, correct?
We do.
Since last time you were in St. Louis, you were on Victory whenever you were in last time. Now you're in Hollywood, correct? So how did the new deal come about?
Basically just the natural progression. Our time with Victory was up, so it was just time to move on, really.
To a major?
Yeah.
What are the major differences that you've seen so far in working with Hollywood as opposed to a smaller like Victory?
It's done properly. You get the right amount of attention that you need. You know, in accordance to the size band you are, you know. So I mean, we're not obviously not the biggest band on the label, but we still are getting, you know, treated really, really well so far. So
I noticed when I was talking to Ben a couple of years ago, he was talking about how it's a positive being on a label that size. However, it kind of hinders the band because they're not the biggest of the majors.
Well, yeah. I mean, you go from being a big fish in a small pond to a small fish in a big pond. But you know, Hollywood knows where we come from, and you know what we've done so far, so they know what to do with us. You know.
So, have you run into any problems creatively or anything with them? Or?
No, they pretty much just, you know, said go make a record, and we did.
Wow! And that record's actually coming out next month, correct?
August 28th.
28th. And what's the title of that album?
It's called Lead Sails Paper Anchor.
See, so you guys need to, early tidbit, you need to pick that up right now, August 28th, new Atreyu album. And I guess let's go backtrack, and what's the summary of how you guys kind of came together? It was in the Orange County scene, correct?
Yeah, we were all, except for our bass player, pretty much born and raised in Orange County. Dan, our guitar player, Brandon, our drummer, and Alex, our singer, met up in, Scott!
Huh?
Was it junior high or high school?
Junior high.
Junior high. Yeah, and they played in, you know, more of like a street punk type of band, and it just slowly evolved into what it is today. You know, after obvious, you know, member changes and, you know, label stuff. It's just, yeah, been a natural growth to into what it is now.
So you guys played Ozfest last year. What was that like in general, and how's it different from what you've experienced so far in Family Values, like the environment, the overall structure of things?
Well, to compare it to Family Values, I don't have anything to gauge it by, because this is like literally the first day we haven't even played yet.
Well, I meant like, I guess the staff and everything, the way things are set up, because I know you guys have been in town for like, what, 3 days?
We got in Wednesday, just kind of hung out briefly yesterday, and then got here today, so honestly I haven't seen very much as far as how everything's being run so far.
So what was the environment like at Ozfest? I'm sorry.
Hot. Very hot. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, any summer tour, there's, you know, a lot of stuff going on, a lot of bands to see, a lot of hanging out, a lot of beverage drinking. Because, I mean, you have like maybe a half hour a day to actually do something.
Yeah.
You know, the other 23 and a half hours you gotta fill with something.
So how do you keep yourself really amused, or keep your sanity at that rate? I know there's only so many hobbies you could have.
Yeah, you know, working out, reading, playing video games, watching movies, just, you know, whatever you can do. Sleep.
Okay, so that equals like 8 hours a day besides sleep?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Wow. I know when we were here, we were supposed to interview you guys last time, but Clear Channel totally screwed us, took our tickets and everything like that. Angry sales rep, yeah. I went to Victory, Tom, who was working there at the time, he used to work for Clear Channel. Told him the situation, he's like, I used to work for Clear Channel, I have no clue why they're even doing this. I didn't know they were allowed to do this. Went to all the majors, asking how can I fight this, no one knew anything. So we literally met a band inside, stage was nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because apparently they told your management, they're like, you can't bring him backstage. Canceled my interviews with you guys, Lacuna Coil, and Between the Buried and Me.
So sounds like a fun day.
Yeah, it was interesting. Ended up meeting Lacuna Coil in Chicago, though, and that was a lot better. and just saw them again in May. Very nice guys.
Cool.
So, in general, how was the writing process different for this new album as opposed to Man on Fire?
It was pretty, we started off doing our normal routine, somebody coming with an idea, and then we just kind of, bounce it around amongst the five of us, and then, kind of work on it till we think it's a complete song. But then we took it into our producer, John Feldman, and then he came in essentially as like a sixth member, and we just kind of jammed everything that we had on acoustic guitars, and okay, well, I like this part, I don't know about that part, or, we all just kind of, from there, did the same process, just, trimming the fat and adding more stuff in, taking stuff out. And then, recorded essentially a glorified demo of all the songs that we had. And then, as far as the recording process, it was kind of like a revolving door as to like was in the studio. Because usually, traditionally we do it like, okay, Brandon does his drums, then Mark will come in and
so like the cuts, then
right, yeah. So it was like, okay, Brandon would do a couple drum tracks today, Mark will come in maybe the next day, and then Dan and I would come in and do guitars, and then it was just kind of like, who feels like recording today?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely a different experience to actually work with a producer that was involved in the materialization of the song themselves.
Yeah, I don't hear about that very much usually.
Not so much these days. It's just kind of like bands go in to a studio and a producer just kind of slaps a name on it because they can, which more power to them.
Yeah.
Evidently, I'm in the wrong field.
Join the club now. We all are, apparently. So how many songs did you guys originally come up with? And then how many did you have to trim it down to?
I think we originally had about 19 or 20 songs. And then, through that kind of pre-production process, we just kind of eliminated what was the strongest, or what was the weakest, what was the strongest. And then, eventually narrowed it down to 12 songs, I think, on the album.
I haven't seen the album.
You would know, so.
Yeah,
I don't know why
of course. I don't know, I could give you my advice, but yeah.
Yeah.